I want to tell you a real life real estate situation that came up last week for me. I was representing the buyer and everything was pre-approved with the bank. We had everything ready. We had our pre-approval letter and everything. So the two of us started looking until we found the house that we wanted to put an offer on. The offer was accepted and everything was going smoothly. And then the bank called to let me know that they missed something and he missed something because it was part of his business taxes that was not on his personal taxes but affected his personal taxes. So that meant now his DTI, his debt to income, was too high, meaning that he cannot buy that house with a traditional bank. So now I have to call the listing agent and let them know, hey, I am so sorry, but we have to back out of this deal. There are two things that could happen next. The first one is that you could lose your earnest money, or you get to keep your earnest money and it gets paid back to you. That is going to depend on your contract and how that is written. For this contract, I had put down that our offer was going to be dependent on the financing being approved. So that meant because our financing wasn't approved, his earnest money would be paid back. However, now I have to have two different documentations that need to be filled out. One is a release form saying that we cannot buy this house because of financing. However, you have to prove that. So I called the bank and I received a denial letter from them, proving that the bank is not going to approve financing anymore. So those are the two documents that I had to fill out, the release and our denial letter from the bank. I sent both of those to the listing agent. After that, my buyer has to wait until his taxes get figured out, and then the listing agent needs to relist that house. Sometimes you'll notice that a house is pending and then it will be relisted and the notes will say it's because the buyer's financing fell through. That is the exact situation that we experienced where we thought everything was great. We had the bank approval and we were going along with the process and then we were not approved after all. So if you see that and you're wondering why is that house relisted again, it doesn't mean that something is wrong. It could just mean that that buyer couldn't actually buy the house because their financing fell through. Do you have a similar story or experience or something that you want to share? Post it below. I want to hear it.